Indiana State Sycamores are here with us, including all tournament selection Jake Odom, Manny Arop, and Justin Gant are the other student athletes. We're going to have head coach Greg Lansing start off with a statement on this game, then we'll go to questions for just the 3 student athletes. Greg, please.
Just want to congratulate Wichita State. Obviously, we have tons of respect for them and what they've accomplished. Tremendous representative of our conference, and the things they accomplished this year have never been done, and we wish them nothing but the very best, and we enjoy competing against those guys. When you put your guts into something and it means so much, and to see the disappointment in the guys' faces in our locker room, it's tough. You want it so bad for them, and they deserve it. The Sycamores deserve it. They deserve the championship, and they deserve to play in the NCAA tournament, and we're not going to get to do it. But we're going to lick our wounds and roll out of here with our heads high, because we competed awfully hard against 3 good teams, and hopefully we'll get invited to another tournament. I'm just really proud of my team, and we didn't play very well. Obviously, I'd like to have been able to play better, but the guys at the other end of the court had a lot to do with it.
Start here. Todd?
Athletes first.
Yes, student athletes first.
Jake, talk about the second half, the comeback back you guys made, and how much your hand was bothering you after you were hit early in the half.
Yeah, I'm proud of my team for competing. Injury in the hand, that's the way it goes. You have injuries in sports. I might have let it affect me a little bit too much out there, but it is what it is.
Left-hand side.
Yeah, this is for Justin and Manny. Can you guys talk about what the inner feeling was when you had trimmed the deficit down to 4 and it really felt like you had some momentum? What were you guys feeling like at that point?
Manny, go first, please.
Yeah, we fought hard, to just get back in the game, and it was kind of like, okay, we're about to put a run together, but then they would just hit some shots and make the lead bigger. So it was just like uphill fight the whole game.
Justin, same question about the run.
Throughout the game, we weren't playing as well as we liked to, but when we hit a couple shots and took the lead down and started getting closer to them, it's confidence builder, and let you know we got in the huddles and we kept talking about how we're still in the game and we still got plenty of time to get back into it and take the lead, but they just kept hitting tough shots, and so you got to give them credit for that.
Back here in front.
Jake, can you describe the play where you picked up your 4th foul? How did you see that?
No comment.
Straight back in center.
For the players, all 3 of you, the last 2 times you've played Wichita, you've proven you can play with them and you've earned the respect, but how frustrating is it not able to finish against them?
Let's start with you and we'll come this way.
It's very frustrating. We got to know each other and we know their tendencies and what they like to do, and the last 2 times we battled them, held them down to the end, so it's always disappointing to know that you came so close, but you never got it.
Very frustrating.
I was kind of disappointed when the game ended, obviously. Now I'm sitting up here. I'm proud of the fight, though, They earned it, though. They're 34-0. Nobody's beat them all year. They're the best team in the country. But we fought with them. We were right there hand in hand with them for 30 minutes of the game. We just couldn't finish out. They were the better team today. They were the better team this season. So you got to give credit to them. But we fought out there, and I'm proud of our team for doing that.
Jake, you talk about that. How difficult is it to beat that team when they get an inch to get a shot off and they're popping threes? It's like you said, it's very difficult because they don't beat themselves and they just don't need much room to get things going.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that. They're just tough. We had 9 turnovers and they had 21 points off of those 9 turnovers. So they basically converted every single one. That's what they do. They're a well-rounded team. Somebody like Baker doesn't hit a 3, but Cotton and Van Fleet both hit 4. So they're deep. They got players. They got some potential pros on their team. Like I said earlier, it is what it is. I'm happy that we competed, though. We didn't fold. We could have gave in. We could have let them beat us by 30. It ended up being 14, but we cut it to 5, 6 a couple times. So I'm proud of our team for doing that.
Justin, can you talk about your eye and kind of the night you had last night and then the lead up to this game, and if it affected you at all today?
Well, in the game yesterday, I got hit with the finger, and initially it was all right, just had a little vision problem, but after the game I had some bleeding and a little pressure on the eye, so I went to the hospital and got it checked out and ended up being all right. And it didn't affect me today, and it was going to be a big day and a big game, so I got plenty of rest, and we went over the game plan and we were prepared. The coaches did an amazing job of getting us ready for the game, so just got to give them props.
Anything else for the student athletes of Indiana State? All right, gentlemen, thank you. You're dismissed. Stay here with the coach a little longer. First questions right back there up to shoot.
Coach, it's been talked about, you're down 5 when Jake picks up his 4th with just over 10 to go. Wichita answers on a 13-0 run. Just how much did that change momentum in the game?
That's what it was, 13-0. Well, it's a big change. I thought Jake, that was as good as defense he could have played. It's a tough call. There were a few of those I felt in that stretch. And we were a little out of sorts, even in the first half with guys were worrying too much about the officiating. I just try to tell them, we had some negative body language and we let that affect us too much. But anytime you got the kids that care about each other and winning as much as they do, sometimes that happens. You don't want it to, and try not to do it that way, but you want something so bad and you feel like you're not getting a fair shake sometimes. I guess that's the way you react, but that was tough. I didn't have enough timeouts to stop the runs, but that's what they do. If you turn it over, have any quick shot or lose it at one end, they put it in the basket at the other end in quick light. If you're not sprinting back and communicating, so that's why they're undefeated, and that's why they're hoisting the trophy.
Here and then back to Todd.
Greg, you touched on it just a moment ago, how their ability to score quickly. You only had 9 turnovers the entire game, and they scored 21 points off those turnovers. Does that speak to their efficiency to take advantage of mistakes?
Yeah, and they're probably the best team in the country at that. And it's because you got guards like they have, and you have bigs that run like sprinters. And you have a Clay Anthony early that runs like a 100-meter dash guy, and he's dunking at the other end. And they get 3-point plays on the other end. That's one thing you don't want. It's a huge key for us coming into the game, not giving them. And if you only turn it over 9 times, but they take some quick threes and do it too. They take some quick threes and make you pay for it. And basketball is a game of runs. Everybody knows that. We talk about it all the time. And they're as good from not getting a 5-0 run, they make it a 13-0 run like today. And as an opposing team, you want to shrink that stuff. But today you just didn't have enough timeouts during that stretch to really stop it.
Greg, at the point where Jake did pick up his 4th foul, you have to take him off the floor. A couple quick shots after that. Just talk about how it affects your fight and kind of, he's kind of a safe harbor, obviously, for your team, and that seemed to be what was really...
Yeah, and it's guys trying. It's guys trying because they're leaders over there on the sideline with 4 fouls, and you got to rest them a little bit. Going into the game, what we talked about was we're either scoring in transition in the first 5-10 seconds of a possession, or you need to really work and then maybe score in the last 10 seconds of the possession. And then we got quick, and that's us. That's why we are what we are. These guys try to make plays, and we cast up some quick threes, and it's not just one guy, it's several guys, and then all of a sudden it's a 13-0 run. But going into it, that's what we talked about. Also talk about when they score, you got to come down and make sure the ball touches the paint, and during that stretch, we just didn't do it.
You know, as good as some of the defense was, I think they started 3 of 14 from the field in the second half, Wichita did. And you've seen it before. I mean, all they need is a sliver. You know, Cotton comes off a bump cut and boom, he's got a three-pointer. Same thing with Van Vliet. I mean, how difficult is it to defend that team when they just don't need any room at all to get on a run?
I mean, that's what the championship teams do, really. You know, they got tremendous leadership, and you have to guard them a while. You know, they have a purpose at that end. They don't try to make a play off without no passes or one pass. They make you guard them throughout a possession and wait till you make a mistake or catch you at a break or at a mismatch. And then they're really good at getting it off the offensive glass. So they don't have weaknesses. They do not have weaknesses. If anybody could see one, I'd like to hear it, because we couldn't find any in it. We felt we were good enough to beat them. We just didn't do that. And they just, you know, they don't beat themselves. They don't beat themselves, and they have tremendous leadership.
The left-hand side.
Greg, I know the timing is never easy for this, but a year ago when you had lost to Creighton, I know you were frustrated at the limping to the finish line, and you said in here that you wanted to use the postseason to kind of see who was really dedicated to try to win a championship next year. Seeing that you didn't limp this year, you fought hard today, made the championship.
We didn't limp last year, Jason.
You know, yeah, I know the disappointing performance against
Well,
Creighton.
it's disappointing, but it's
Yeah.
not limping.
Yeah, okay. Forgive that. How important is it to you? You've got guys that don't want to take your uniform wherever you do go. You know, how important is it that you want to see them finish successful?
Well, it is. You know, I talked about it before. The best feeling I think I've ever had was when we won it and seeing all those guys' faces and how happy they were, and some disappointment in that locker room. You know, like I said, you put your guts into it, you know, and you want great things for them. And last year we weren't ready. You know, we faded. We got tired at the end of the year. It's not like they weren't trying and playing hard. We had good teams in this league and got beat. We came here and we won a game. You know, we were without Manny, our second best player, in the last 2 games. So this team has never limped anywhere. Never limped one time, never collapsed, never anything. This team has been a tremendous group of guys. They've represented Indiana State as good as any team anywhere that I've ever been around, represent the community and our university. You know, and a good thing I think I'd say about it, Jason, is how much it means to them. You know, I know the seniors, and we're going to keep playing, and they're going to keep fighting because they won't give in. But you got a lot of guys that are coming back next year that are getting tremendous experience. They got to learn from one of the best teams in the country, and it hurts them. And I know they're going to be motivated to get better.
What did Jake tell you when he came back from the locker room after he hurt his hand? Was there any kind of discussion as far as his status at that point?
Well, yeah, you guys all know how tough he is, and I mean, he throws his body all over the place. When he first came over, he said he thought he broke his hand. Then he went back in there, and all of a sudden he's loose, throwing him into the game. He's checking back in, and I just asked him when he got his 4th foul, when he came out there, he thought it was in the knuckle, and whether it's dislocated or broken, we'll have to get x-rays, I'm sure, but Jake's not one to ever say, complain about much, and obviously it really bothered him.
Okay, Greg, congratulations, and good luck in the postseason.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. When the final buzzer sounds, only the best will advance to the NCAA Sweet 16. Experience it live. Catch second and third round action of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship March 21st and 23rd at Scott Trade Center, hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Single session tickets start at $66 and are available for a limited time. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets and make a date with champions. Show your school spirit and make all the difference. Sport your team's colors at the MVC tournament and get great seats for as little as $12 a set. Just $12. Don't miss the 2014 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Tournament at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. Show your school spirit and get your tickets now. The online store at MVCgear.com is the #1 stop to get Missouri Valley Conference merchandise. With thousands of items, you'll find all the MVC gear you need in one place. You'll find the best selection, great customer service, and secure order processing. You'll also get an easy and enjoyable experience designed to help you find exactly what you're looking for. So if you want the best place to get Missouri Valley Conference gear, head to the online store at MVCgear.com. The administrators, educators, coaches, and fans of the Missouri Valley Conference expect nothing but the best from their teams. And the Valley student athletes take pride in exceeding that expectation. On the field, on the court, on the track, and in the classroom. Celebrating academic and athletic excellence for more than 100 years. This is the Missouri Valley Conference. Show your school spirit and make all the difference. Sport your team's colors at the MVC tournament and get great seats for as little as $12 a session. Just $12. Don't miss the 2014 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Tournament at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. Show your school spirit and get your tickets now. NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. When the final buzzer sounds, only the best will advance to the NCAA Sweet 16. Experience it live. Catch second and third round action of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship March 21st and 23rd at Scott Trade Center, hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Single session tickets start at $66 and are available for a limited time. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets and make a date with champions.
The sixth best crowd for a tourney title game. Tournament's been in St. Louis 24 years. Sixth best crowd, 12,125. victorious Shockers are here, the champions of the tournament. We're going to open up the proceedings as usual with a statement from head coach Greg Marshall, and then we will go with questions for just the 4 student athletes from Wichita State. Greg, please.
Just very pleased that our guys were able to make the plays down the stretch to beat a very talented and very determined Indiana State team. Knew they were going to come out like that. I knew it was going to be a long day and we were going to have to play well. And they made the run to cut it to 5 2 times, and we continued to make big play after big play, get a stop, make a jump shot, or get it inside, get fouled. So just want to thank these guys for an incredible run thus far.
Okay, questions?
They already asked all the questions out there.
Start right there on the right, and then over to Paul.
Pat 40 from Yahoo Sports. For any of you guys who want to answer, are you excited to get to the stage of the season where nobody's going to be able to knock the level of competition you're playing starting in 10 days?
Ron and Fred, please. Fred.
We don't really care about that. We understand going in the valley and going on the road and all that. That stuff's not easy for the outside world looking in. They can take that stuff for granted, but we don't. But it is exciting coming tournament time. You know, the big dance. That's for all the marbles. As competitors, you look forward to that. We're just happy to get this done first. And our goal was to go 3-0, and that's what we did.
I think the exciting point for us is finally get to play against someone other than Evansville or Indiana State or someone in our conference. It's been a long conference season, and it's going to get some new competition on our plate, and we'll see how we handle them.
Ron, could you take us through the play where you landed on Odom? What happened in that instance?
I saw he was trying to take a charge, and I just landed on him, and we had a little short conversation. He just asked me if I was all right, and I asked him if he's all right, and then I helped him up.
Anything about? Looked like he hurt his hand. He didn't say.
No,
anything
he didn't
about
say
that.
anything about his hand.
Left-hand side, Todd.
This is for Ron. Ron, after when Indiana State took Odom out of the game, you gestured to the Wichita State crowd to give Odom a hand. Can you talk about what it was like to play against him this year, and what it was like to play against Indiana State in general?
That kid right there is a very special kid. He's had a really strong 4 years at his university. He's put up very special numbers. He's made history there. It's sad for his fans to see him not accomplish what he was trying to accomplish, but that right there, I was just trying to give him some love because he deserved it. He played a he played a hard game, and his career will always be looked at.
Brad, take us through kind of your mindset when you see the shot clock's down 6, 5, 4. You know, what are you thinking, and why are you so calm at that moment?
Honestly, I'm just trying to get the ball on the rim and get a shot up. For a while there, we had 4 or 5 bad possessions in a row, and nobody was making shots, and we were taking bad shots and turning the ball over. So coming down the stretch, I had opportunities all game that I was passing up because I didn't want to be overly aggressive and force the issue. But coming down the stretch, I just was a little bit more aggressive and took advantage of some opportunities I had, and the ball dropped for me.
Stay here.
And then Fred, when they switch and they get that big man on you, is that one of your goals? You like that situation?
Well, there's a counter for everything, and their game plan was to switch, obviously, and putting a 5-man on me. You know, gotta take your chances. So I'm reading him, and if he comes up on me, I'm gonna try to drive by him. If he backs up, I'm gonna pull up, and that's what I was doing late. But the way they were guarding the ball screens, they were switching a lot and changing their schemes a lot throughout the game, and I just finally got a good rhythm late.
Straight back again, Dawn.
questions for, excuse me, for Takale. Can you talk about, the evolution of your shot becoming more reliable from the perimeter and what you've worked on to become, pretty dependable from the outside?
Over the years that I've been here, when people like sag off of me, that's not a good feeling to have when people are sagging off of you. So you just got to work on your shot and just be comfortable shooting that shot. And then when you hear like your coaches and your teammates and stuff telling you to shoot the ball, and like encouraging you to shoot the ball, that makes life a lot better.
This question's for anybody, really. Now that you guys have completed the regular season, you're 34-0, is it more of a celebration that you got here, or is it a relief that you're undefeated and you can stop worrying about that and go play in the tournament?
Anthony, please.
I wouldn't say it was a celebration or a relief, but we understand that what we accomplished is something special, but at the same time, we still have business to take care of, so we just got to go prepared this week.
Clay, Anthony, and Fred, what's this weight going to be like now this week? What do you kind of do this week, and how do you, I guess, get refreshed and ready to go?
Clay Anthony first, please.
Well, we definitely have to take care of our bodies and just go to treatment, ice up, and stretch and stay loose and keep our minds prepared for the game. And I'm pretty sure Coach will find a way to do that with practices and weight room and stuff like that, and just keep doing what we've been doing.
I think you're asking the wrong guys. Probably should ask Coach that question. We don't have any control on that. We trust him, and he trusts us, to be honest about how we're feeling. And he's been doing this long enough to know what it takes to be ready going into the tournament. So we'll go back to class, and I'm sure we'll find out what's the plan tomorrow.
We just want an off day tomorrow. It's all right.
We need it.
Anything else for the student athletes of Wichita State? All right, gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you very much. Good luck in the tournament. We'll stay here with Coach Greg Marshall a while longer. First question right there, Mr. Lutz.
Greg, Bob Lutz, Wichita Eagle. I asked you before the tournament if you'd like St. Louis. I don't know if you have an answer for that now, but would you like to come back to St. Louis in 2 weeks? Would that be the best destination?
Yeah, it's certainly growing on me, Bob. Again, it's been a good couple of months here. I thought that St. Louis win at St. Louis was really big for us. I really did enjoy. I've never been to the World Series. I really did enjoy both the hospitality as the city and the atmosphere. I mean, it's two of the greatest programs in Major League Baseball history, and then culminated with this 3 straight wins to get to 34-0. So it would be something that we're comfortable with. There would not be any ooh-ah moments. I mean, I think we would actually be staying if we get the right seat in the same hotel, which we're very comfortable with. We know the routine there. The breakfasts are very good. From that standpoint, it would be good, and I think Shocker Nation travels pretty well. I think there would be quite a number of yellow and black-clad fans in the stands, so be fun.
Greg, what is the state of your health of your team?
I can't hear you.
How healthy is your team?
Oh, healthy?
Yeah. What's the health state?
I mean, I think very healthy, and I think. Nicks and dings and bruises, but nothing that is Ron's ankle's better. That was our most significant injury of the year, I think. So, relative to a lot of other teams, and this has a way of evening out over the course of my career. Last year, we were banged up the whole year, except for the first 9 games. But then this year, we stay relatively injury-free. So that's how you're able to do some things like 34-0. You have to stay healthy and have very, very good players.
Greg, Paul Sallentrop, Wichita Eagle. Yeah, Fred, late in the shot clock, what do you attribute his mastery of that situation to?
Just being very talented, being very self-assured. He's got a lot of confidence in his ability, as he should. He gave me one of those looks again. You know, he hits that shot to put us up either 12 or 15, late in the clock from up out top, maybe just a little off to the left of the key. And he just gave me that look, and I said, okay. Just like the one he gave me when we hit the shot against Gonzaga to put us up 5 with 40 seconds to go. I said, okay, we're going to win the game. So it's pretty nice, it's pretty comforting to have him make those type plays.
Right-hand side, Greg. Oh, right there.
Coach, this is your first championship of the MVC since 1987. What can you say a little bit about that?
And you are?
I'm Nick Amatangelo, Loyola Phoenix.
Okay. Nick, I think it's just something that since I've been the coach, the amount of time, energy, money that Shocker Nation has spent making the trek from not just Wichita, Kansas City area. I met a gentleman on this trip from Colwich, which is 30 miles outside of Wichita, and he owns a feedlot. He has a small feedlot, 1,000 head of cattle, and he and his family come as much as they can, just about every year, and he was ecstatic to be here. And I think as the season went on and the way we were playing, I think 4,500 became 6,000, and today probably in excess of 7,000 people, because they wanted to see this. It's so important to them, and it's important to me and my players to be able to give this to them for the first time in 27 years. Shouldn't be that long, and I'm to blame for the last 6 years. Well, maybe the last 5. I'm not sure John Wooden could have won that first year, but you know, we've been close, but we just haven't gotten over the top. And I'm very pleased and honored to be able to bring the trophy back to Wichita. I told my players, short of the Final Four last year, I think this is going to be one of the biggest celebrations back in Wichita that we've had in a long time. And we've won regular seasons. We've been to Sweet 16s. We've been to the Final Four. Short of that Final Four, I think this is going to be really appreciated and honored. So we got the monkey off our back, so to speak.
There.
Brendan Weesey, KFNS St. Louis. Coach, do you have a message for any skeptics that may still be out there after the win today?
No, Bernie, I don't.
Let's go to right-hand side first and back to Paul.
Just a quick yes or no question first, and I'll follow up. Did they fix the nail up there?
They fixed the nail, and thank you very much. They fixed the nail, and you know, it must have been karma as we corrected Tekell's name. He's now the MVP, probably going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated again for the second time in 4 weeks. What a wonderful performance he had. Got 2 tough calls. He got the one foul on the play where Ron was hitting the head and was kind of dazed, and he got a foul in transition there, which should have never happened. They should have gotten the foul the first time, but some, you know, even the best miss an occasional call. And then he got another one when Odom, I thought, just fell down, and so he had to sit for about 8 minutes at the end of the first half, and he still gets MVP. So yeah, they fixed the nail. Tekell is MVP, and it's all good. Bernie, I want to get back to you. I might have an answer. I'm going to go with the Shadrach Lufiel's tweet about 5 weeks ago. Wolves do not fret over the opinions of sheep.
A question for Paul right over here.
Greg, what will you do during this time off, and do you change anything now that you're not going to be probably a 1 seed as opposed to last year coming in a different situation?
Will I change anything?
I mean, as far as getting ready, looking to to Selection Sunday?
No. That worked pretty well last year. I mean, we were 2 possessions away from playing for a national championship. If I do get off that same path a little bit, Paul, I'm sure you'll be around to let me know, and I want to make sure you get me back on that path, because that was a good one.
We're under 2 minutes to go. Question on the right.
Eric Nacton, KSM. Coach, very few teams have been able to tighten the gap the way Indiana State did in that second half. How reassuring is it to you to see your team stay calm, pull way down the stretch?
There were some anxious moments. And again, I've said this many times, it's very comforting to have this group of young men on our bench, on the court, representing us in the locker room, in the community. They're quality individuals, they're quality players, they have tremendous swagger and confidence in their own abilities. They play extremely hard on both ends, and they did it again. You know, we were challenged by a very well-coached team that was playing, and I'll say this, but this is not a slam on them. They wanted to be part of that NCAA tournament, and I wish our league had been good enough this year that they would get an at-large, honestly, because I think they could do some damage. They're hard to guard when Odom's, stirring that drink, and Gant's picking and popping, and A-Rop, and DeJuan Cummings did not play particularly well, but he's a talented player. Christian Smith is a very talented player, and Greg does a wonderful job. So I knew that they were going to play like that, and to cut it to 5, do basically a 10-0 run, because we were up 15, and have us on the ropes a little bit. So the guy that asked yesterday, do you want a 1-possession, 2-possession game? And I said, no, I'd rather have the 40-point blowout, but I didn't anticipate that in any way, shape, or form. So the game was kind of somewhere in between there. But when they cut it to 5, it was a ball game, and we made the plays to get over the hump. And I hope they get to the NIT at least and do extremely well and win the whole thing.
All the way back.
Coach, back here. Greg Eklund, Kansas Public Radio. You said in this room last year that you thought your team was going to be pretty good this year, and that was before your Final Four run last year. How do you capsulize the level of your program over the course of the last year?
Just unbelievable, special, extraordinary. It's just awesome to coach these guys. I mean, if you've put your life's work into coaching, which I have, and to be able to coach the quality of individual that I'm coaching, to be as easily coached as these young men are, to do it the right way, as Dr. Bardo always refers to, not just the fact that they win, but how they go about their daily work on the campus, in the community. They're just fine young gentlemen, and they also happen to be extraordinarily talented, and they're taking us on some crazy magic carpet ride. So it's really cool.
Greg, on behalf of the Missouri Valley Conference, go get them. Thank you, everyone.
I like to drink.